is Paula with Hillbilly Orchids. Welcome back to my channel. I have had a week. A week. I've had a week. I wound up in the emergency room yesterday, so I did not get to film my weekend walk around. So I was talking with Michael this morning, and I was going to try to film it today to put out tomorrow, because what I had to do was I had to switch a video of unboxing from Orchids by the Lake. So I had to switch it out because I already had it done for Sunday. So yeah. So basically, I had been having some female issues, and they decided to go ahead and do a CAT scan with contrast to see what was going on, because there was varying weird symptoms that they couldn't pinpoint what was going on. Well, of course, as my luck would have it, after the CAT scan and the blood work and everything, they couldn't find anything. So, yeah, but as we all know, pain doesn't, it's doubling over pain. Pain like that does not just come on because of no reason. So, as you all know, I have several autoimmune disorders, and of course there is a chronic painful bladder syndrome. It's called interstitial cystitis, that basically it makes your bladder raw, and it can cause the varying symptoms like that, and it is chronic for autoimmune sufferers, and there is no cure for it. So, another painful thing that I probably get to live with, or try to, and I don't know how. Like I said, it's doubling over pain. So, yeah. Anyways, but having spent all that time in the emergency room yesterday, it really set my my stuff back, and I apologize for that. I do. And like he said, me and Michael was talking, he's like, there's no sense in filming it today when you're going to film it again Monday for next week. And I'm like, that's true. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to discuss how the weather changing is not letting my pots dry out now. So this is going to turn my watering back to once every 2 weeks for the majority. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't still check all my pots. So, just because, because some of the plants with lots of roots will dry out. They will dry out every week, even throughout the winter. But those that don't have great roots, they will not. So it is a harder time of year that, I have less watering, but it's still to the point that I still have to manage, looking at each one, making sure that they are dry or not, and whether or not they're needing watered or not. So I did want to share, though, my first puppy love bloom is open, and the other one probably not too far behind it. I had noticed this one yesterday before I went to the emergency room, that I was afraid it was going to open, and sure enough, it opened yesterday while I was not home. So, but very, very beautiful. This was a very, very precious gift from Michael McCarthy to me, and so excited to see it bloomed. Really excited to see it bloomed. It's so pretty. see if I can zoom in a tad bit, turn on the light. I think Michael said he thought it was lighter, and I said I think it's too close to the grow star, so I might have to back it down some more even. I did have it close because the new leaf on this spike burnt the edge, so I had to back it down then, and then of course the spike comes up further than the leaf itself, so the bud is probably too close to the light. So yeah, definitely being cautious. But because it has a mass of roots, it could use a watering, you see. So you can't, I can't let this one go 2 weeks, so this one will get watered. But this bulbophyllum is in moss, and it's sopping wet still, so that one will not get watered. So that's what I'm saying is you have to check pots and make sure, like that one probably needs watered, but I will pull it out and I will look at the base and see if it is wet underneath, see how far down, because it looks a little wet down lower. Just because the top layer is dry doesn't mean the whole plant is dry. So just like this, what is that? That is Christelle Smith. That's a big red one. That pot is not. That pot's wet. That pot is wet. So that one will not be getting. That one will not be getting watered. So yeah, it's all about checking. That one will not be watered. You see, it is wet. And that was watered 2 weeks ago. So, and that one, it did just get repotted, so I am aware that its roots are not a lot. It does not have plentiful roots. This one does not have plentiful roots. It is wet. This one will not get watered. So yeah, that is kind of what you have to do in looking at things, making sure, like this little Miltonia Sunset here, this little thing, it usually stays really dry, but honestly, it's wet. It's still wet down underneath, and you can see that the moss throughout is still wet, so it won't get watered. It'll be ready next week. So this Rex, Cattleya Rex, it won't get watered. It will definitely it will stay dry. It's 2 weeks because well, for one, it's still not dry, but come next week it will be. As you can see, it is still got wet roots, and reason being is this Cattleya Rex does have a dry season, so this will be its dry season. This will, and I may not even water that one next week. It just depends upon what it looks like. So it's really all about checking your pots. This new chocolate drop, Cattleya chocolate drop, it has new good roots, but can you look at that bark and tell it's still wet? That one will not get watered. Now the Maxima beside of it, the Maxima has really good roots. It might need a little bit of water because it has a fair amount of roots in a small pot. That is only a 4-inch pot, I believe. So yeah, so it's all about checking your plants. Like this little bulb that fell off, I have it in moss. Now this moss is dry. This moss is dry as a bone, so it will have to be moistened. It is definitely, in need of some water. this little purpurata here, it's dry as a bone. This one on top, let's take a look. This one does have some moss in underneath, and it is wet, and you see that root is wet, so this one will not get watered. So it's definitely, like I said, all about checking your pots, pulling them up and checking to make sure that they are fully dry, because like right now in the winter time, with the temperatures dropping in the grow space, which my temperatures are, they're starting to really drop. You can really tell a change in the weather. So what happens is even with the fans, they do not dry out because they are cool, and you do not want cool, wet roots for long periods of time. That will be detrimental to your plants, and you can't have it tearing up your roots every winter. So yeah, that is what you kind of have to do, is you still have to go along, you have to check your pots and make sure and see what is going on with them. So, but because because everything's slamming me, and I have not changed to my winter fertilizer regime. I'm gonna film that next week, so that when I prepare my water this week coming, it will be the new fertilizer regime, because it's kind of past time for it. Like I said, everything's been happening, and I'm really off whack with a whole lot of things in this grow space. The time, or the lights go out sooner now, like they're going out basically at dark around 6:30. So I'm cut way off on time frame of getting anything filmed and things like that. So, but it is definitely that time of year. I did want to show you. I wanted to show you a bloom. Hang on one second. Alrighty, I wanted to show you this emerald splash dendrobium phalaenopsis opened up, and it's a different one. It's definitely different. It's really green with the purple splashes. It's really pretty nice, but she's got a few more to come out and come open. But she's looking pretty good. I did want to share that with you guys. This channel is sponsored by the Orchid Supply Store. It is literally your one-stop shop for anything and everything you could possibly need orchid related. And they even sell orchids. Use my name code Hillbilly in the code section for a 12% viewers discount. So go check them out, y'all. Now, I wanna reiterate on your smaller pots. You definitely have to check out a lot of your smaller pots when you do watering every couple weeks, because they are smaller and they may require watering every week still, even during the winter. But again, it's all about checking your pots. Now, and my mounts will still continue to be watered. They get watered every day. They still dry out really well in the winter, which is kind of surprising. Some of those some of those leptodes get the moss gets really hard as a rock. So they definitely need watered every day. You can't let that get hard as a rock. So definitely, like I said, it's all about checking your pots. Mounts will be watered, continually, because they do dry out with the fans. They're not as deep as a pot, so they do require, continual watering. But yeah, it's basically a pot by pot situation. Check it, see if it needs watered, then water it. If it don't, leave it, because like I said, in the wintertime, kind of less is more. Most of the stuff, because the temperatures are dropping, they don't need near the nitrogen. They don't need, actually I cut back on the sea kelp. The sea kelp gets cut off in the wintertime because sea kelp works in warmer temperatures. It doesn't work so well in cooler temperatures. So yeah, it winds up, it's just useless. You can put it in there, but it doesn't really do much because, like I said, it's temperature oriented. The nitrogen gets cut back because the daylight's shorter and they don't need it as much. So, but we'll get into more of that later. So, basically, that's what I wanted to touch base on, is to show you guys, like this one, that pot is still wet. It's crazy that I should have been watering that today and it will not get watered. This moss still wet. So yeah, it's plant by plant basis. Check them, like I said, water it if it needs to, don't if it don't. Less is more. Remember that in the wintertime, less is more. So we'll get busy and talk about fertilizer next week. And with that said, I appreciate each and every one of you beautiful, wonderful people stopping by and hanging out with me. And bye for now, y'all, till we meet again.